All right, ladies and gentlemen, some unfortunate news. Well, not unfortunate for, I guess, most people. Unfortunate for one person specifically. It came out on that interweb thing last week. I saw that the Countdown to Cody was a major ratings success. So, unfortunately, sorry, John Smith.
I hate you.
This is probably the best picture of Cody ever. Like, look at this.
Hey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Essential Wrestling Podcast. My name is Karl. I will be your host during today's festivities. As always, we are powered by the Eastern Observer. You can taste the power. We got comments chiming in already. We got James Wheeler back. No, it's John's right. There you go. Cody. Anyone have eyes on James Wheeler? I feel like he's abandoning us. They took a couple of weeks off, and I don't know, maybe he's just swimming. On the bottom part of our screen, as always, the first ever PWP champion, the living legend, John DeConnie. JD, how are things today, pal?
Not bad, sir. Not bad. Glad to be back as always.
I was always glad to have you. And as always, next to me on the top part of the screen.
And number 4, John Smith.
John, how are things today?
Oh, just swell. Except for that whole Cody thing.
Yeah, it's just a major rating success. Who reported that? Yeah, Wrestling LOL. Yeah, that's those are my news sources on Facebook. Is Wrestling LOL.
Must be true. It's on the internet.
And, yeah, exactly. Abraham Lincoln said that, right? If it's on the internet, it's got to be true. Today's episode. What are we on? Episode 102? There we go. Second level entry, I guess. The Briscoes defended their newly won tag team titles in the main event on Impact. Santos Escobar proved why he runs the bingo in the main event of NXT. A third participant was added to the Raw Women's Championship match at Hell in a Cell. Gary Mehaffy, as always, is with us to discuss NXT UK and the upcoming British Rounds Heritage match between A-Kid and Charlie Dempsey. I can see Gary backstage right now, just grinning ear to ear. He's excited. That's it. Get the moisturizer tissues out, Gary. We're ready to roll with this one. We make our picks for this week's show, upcoming shows, presented by Minutes to Bell Time, and sponsored as always by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. And guys, she will like it too. I think there is a new Nugenix Total T commercial. I think there's a new. I gotta do some deep diving on this. I think there's a new one, and there's a new guy. She like it too. But look at her. She's excited. She's a little embarrassed because her friend's there. But, yeah, it's a fun.
The big hurt. Is the big hurt coming back?
Big hurt. That's it. If it worked for the Big Hurt, that's how you got his name. We're gonna main event the show with making our picks for the 4th annual AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Not a premium live special, but a pay-per-view event. Here are our Raw roll-up standings going into last week. This is how we ended episode 101 Raw with a 2 roll-up lead on AEW. SmackDown, not too far behind. They had their ace in the hole. He was in action on Friday night. Let's see if he got the job done. But we're going to curtain jerk the show with the huge... I actually stopped watching playoff hockey to make sure I saw this match just because of the ramifications of it. The Tag Team Championship Unification match in WWE. We have a champion on each brand, and just like they did with the world titles, they are now held by one team. Let's see what we got here. There was an in-ring promo to start the show with the Bloodline, and after Grand Rapids acknowledged our tribal chief, John Smith, Roman said he expected the Usos to win.
And if they don't win, don't come back.
Yep.
So we get the match. We get definitely pay-per-view quality match between these two teams. But it was inevitable what was going to end up happening with where Roman gets involved. So Riddle's on the top rope, about to do a top rope arcade bro to one of the Usos, Jimmy or Jay. I forget which one, Matt or Jeff. I don't remember. Roman grabs the Uso's leg, so Riddle just falls to the ground without the Uso with him, and then he gets splashed for the 1, 2, 3, and that's not the end of it. So now we have new undisputed tag team champions, and then they just go to work on RK Bro. They put Riddle through a table with a splash off the top rope through the announce table, and then Roman chokes out Randy Orton while this was all happening, and then we go off the air with them just belts on belts on belts in the middle of the ring.
They are just a red and blue just array of flavor with all those championship belts. 6 championship belts between 3 guys, 4 titles, I guess I should say, right? So that is history. Again, we don't know if this is going to be like a Becky Lynch situation. She won both titles at WrestleMania. They made her defend them twice, and then she lost the one and then held the other 5 years. But they've yet to decide. Even with Roman's belts, we don't know what's going on yet. So I guess to be determined. But for right now, the Usos claim history. They unified the tag team championships, just like I believe the Colognes did on the pre-show of WrestleMania 25.
No, Michael Cole told me they were the first ones to ever do it, so I believe him.
For those 2 particular belts, yes. When the WWE titles and the world titles, they became the Raw titles, so now you got to bracket up again. But yeah, I was so pissed Miz and Morrison lost that match. I wanted that nugget fact in my arsenal, my Miz gun, and I don't have it. It's so upsetting that Miz and Morrison lost that match.
2-time.
Anyway, John County, the Bloodline. I guess their number one fan, I guess, as we alluded to last week, the head of the table and the locker room leader, they have to be in coherence, I guess, in some type of circular, collusion, I guess. So Sami Zayn, once again, he's out to take out Shinsuke Nakamura on behalf of the Bloodline.
Absolutely. The locker room leader's got to be in simpatico with the head of the table. So he put himself out there. He faced Shinsuke, and of course, you got 2 pros going at it for about 10.5 minutes, and they eventually would roll out to the floor, have some shenanigans out there. Shin jumped back in at about 7, so he was cutting it close, but not too close. Sammy just gets back in time, but he was more worried about getting back in time than paying attention to where his opponent was, because he slid right into a Kinshasa for the 1, 2, 3, and Shinsuke Nakamura takes the victory.
Yeah, so that's 1 win apiece. Like I said, yes, Sammy got the count-out win, I believe, the week prior or 2 weeks prior. There's a feud going on. I like this. I like this feud with these two. They were friends at the one point, but then they fought each other, whatever. And then actually, I don't remember way back when in NXT, it was Nakamura's first match overseas and Sammy's last match in NXT, whatever. I think it was Dallas. And that wasn't Dallas. It was the one before that. But anyway, yeah, fun little history with those two. Enjoy it. Happy talk with Happy Corbin. Was happy that he injured Madcap and lost the week prior. They proceeded to destroy the base of the Andre trophy with the Andre statue being raised over his head at the end. Pat McAfee, I don't know if I brought this up already. He has just been absolutely killing Baron Corbin via commentary. Is this John Smith? Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin at SummerSlam?
Yeah, it makes sense now that you mention it.
It's an easy switch, John DeConnie. Once Corbin, once he listens, like McAfee's been killing him for 2 months now, at least 2 to 3 months. Calling him every name in the book. Like it's only a matter of time before Corbin does something.
Yeah, I mean, if you've written Madcap off for a little while, so you can repackage him or whatever you're going to do there, it makes perfect sense. You get up off the announce desk, give us another one of those fantastic, we don't expect this much out of your matches. Corbin's going to be, Corbin can go with anybody. So it's going to be a good match either way. And I like that.
Actually, I'm not even thinking SummerSlam. I mean, I know SummerSlam's at where the Titans play, but Money in the Bank is at Allegiant, where, you know, I think that it's a more footballish, not saying the Titans aren't a footballish atmosphere, but home of the Raiders, you know, like I think McAfee was going to get booed in Tennessee. Who am I talking about?
Exactly.
The Colts kicker. He's going to get booed in Tennessee. Yeah, you have to do this. All right, Money in the Bank. I changed what I said. Money in the Bank. Vegas, baby.
You got the NFL, you got Vegas. It works.
Yep. Gunther defeated Drew Gulak quickly again with chops and a powerbomb. I know Gary Mehaffy tried to predict it last week. This week it was the same thing, except Gary did mention last week that there was supposed to be, like, you know, the little guy, baby face. He gets in maybe a move or two. Gulak didn't get that this time. It was just chop, powerbomb. So Gunther then applied the Austrian crab post-match, prompting Ricochet to come out for the save. Gunther released and left before any fists were thrown. So the countdown to Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign has begun. Ricochet pretty much just signed his own death warrant. Shotzi Blackheart, or just Shotzi, I guess, whatever, absolutely chewed up Raquel Rodriguez before their fight backstage. Unbelievable. Every name in the book, Shotzi just right in front of her face, and Raquel just sat there and did nothing. So shout out to Shotzi. What a bitch. Well, Raquel Gonzalez, she defeated Shotzi after the Conchita bomb. Aaliyah, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler were all watching backstage. And I'm just going to assume Los Lotharios weaseled their way over into that group just to be around women, I guess. I'm sure he had zero interest in the match, but I guess that's where that is. And I guess we might as well get to it now, you know, because those are two, I guess, tag teams, if you want to call them that. Michael Cole announced that Sasha Banks and Naomi, due to their unprofessional actions, have been suspended by WWE, and a tournament will commence to crown new tag team champions. I think this whole thing's scripted. We just had a discussion backstage about it. I guess we'll just leave it at what it is right now. But unfortunately, there's some breaking news here on the Essential Wrestling Podcast. The bracket has been announced somewhat for the Tag Team Championship tournament. It looks like both tag teams will be in this tournament to crown a new tag team champion.
Wow, that's going to be a gauntlet right there.
That's a tough pick. Talking about March Madness. Oh my God, May Madness right there. And it dawned on me when I was, thinking of this joke, and I saw that and I laughed my ass off. And then I saw that backstage thing. WWE would get killed for doing this, and I kind of almost want them to do it just for the fact that they get roasted online. Like, can Los Lotharios win the women's tag team championships here?
Okay.
Like, how they would get, WWE would get absolutely killed for it, but like, I want to see.
It's the current year. They can identify as women.
They identify themselves as a women's tag team champion, even though they're.
And then you can have the Usos take the titles from them.
Yes, exactly. Backstage with Postman Pierce and L.A. Oh, wait, hold on one second. I got name change list. L.A. Knight. Nope, too far. L.A. Knight. Max Dupree.
No, you didn't say that right.
No, it's Max Dupree.
No relation to Rene Dupree. They're spelled different. I miss Rene Dupree. I liked him. Max Dupree from Maximum Male Modeling Agency, Triple M right there. Originally hired by Sony Deville to do whatever work he's trying to do. I guess he has a new fashion. Starting, I guess. Didn't he start this on Main Event, right? Doesn't he have like Mansoor and somebody else? I think there's Mace. You have Mace and Mansoor. That is, guys.
And I think Mace got a name change too.
Yeah. Okay. And then Xavier Woods, there you go. SmackDown's Raw Roll-Up Saber. He defeated Butch with the Backwoods Raw Roll-Up out of nowhere. That was out of nowhere. He nailed that. They got him with the Raw Roll-Up. Post-match beat down by Xavier Woods by the three UK guys on the entrance stage. Backstage after that, Xavier Woods interviews that Kofi will be back next week, and he knows a third person that Sheamus isn't going to like. So we're going to have a 6-man tag team match with the New Day and to be determined against who we're calling Fight Night. I like it. I hope that sticks. But I guess Gary's band of Dublin Combat Club. I don't know.
Hooligans.
Yeah, there you go. John the County, who do you got?
Give me New Day and question mark because I don't know. I'm doing it for Tyler Adele. Question mark.
Exactly. Always pick on it. It's gonna. John Smith. Is this going to be CM Punk? We miss you, Ty.
I'm going to go with Fight Night on this one.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like I said, who hasn't been around? Somebody that Sheamus doesn't like, and then Sheamus doesn't like a lot of people. So I mean, it's not Cesaro, right? It's probably not John Cena. I don't know. But normally when you're unprepared for something like this, it's gonna be Drew McIntyre. What the hell am I talking about? Where was Drew this past? He was over in Europe promoting the Crash at the Castle, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Clash at the Castle. Clash at the Castle. There you go. Oh yeah, it's gonna be McIntyre. Yeah, give me the New Day and Drew McIntyre on this one. I'm always up for it. We haven't had McIntyre and Sheamus bloodbath in a while. About last night on Raw. I forgot to change my countdown. Yeah, we got about 5 minutes. Last night on Raw, Becky Lynch was backstage with Postman Pierce, not happy with the outcome of the week prior's main event being misted by Asuka, and then, as we alluded to last week, got her face set on, which was impressive, to hide the green mist. Pierce granted Becky one last chance where if she can beat Asuka, John Connie, she will be added to the Raw Women's Championship match at Hell in a Cell.
Isn't that interesting? And of course, Bianca Belair had to come out before the match and sit next to the announce table because that always works out well. So you had you had Becky and Asuka going at it for a while there. They had about an 11.5-minute match, which of course spilled out in front of Bianca. And of course, something would happen where Asuka launched a mean head kick that Becky did a very good job getting out of in perfect time. Like, every once in a while, somebody moves out of the way 2 seconds early, and it's like, oh, come on, how did you not see that coming? They timed that one perfectly, and Asuka took Bianca's head off, knocked her out of the chair, and then it got sloppy because
they got that part right. I thought that was the hard part. The next part was supposed to be the easy part.
And then Becky was supposed to run Asuka, I think, into the announce table, but Asuka kind of tripped over herself. So Becky just said, screw it, and rolled back in. And then Asuka came back in just beating the 10 count, but she was exhausted. So she just kind of laid there. Becky flipped her over right into a cha-ching roll up for the 1, 2, 3. And now we've got a triple threat.
We don't really judge the Raw roll-ups on style points. That might have been the worst one we've had to count for this year. So, Crucifix. There's been a couple of really, really good ones. And then you got to get the other end of the spectrum. Well, somebody's got to come in last, right? John Smith, you put these 3 women in the cell. No, can't hear you, pal. John DeConnie.
Oh, we lost John Smith.
How about now?
There we go.
Sorry. No, I wouldn't put. I don't think Bianca's ready for a Hell in a Cell match, but they'll throw her in there because they've been giving her everything since she got called up. So I think they do it, but I don't think they should.
John DeConnie.
I'm hoping they don't, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, we got one cell match, but they usually have like 2, right? They bookend the show. One of them.
Yeah, how are they going to have 2 women's Hell in a Cell matches though?
I see what you did there. Riddle did an in-ring promo to start the show saying Randy has been dealing with some back issues. And then I guess the assault from Roman Reigns on SmackDown didn't help things. Randy's been home. Riddle vows to get vengeance on Roman and the Bloodline by the end of his career. So we have some time here before he gets full vengeance, I guess. But then again, who's to say, some random picture of Riddle back 20 years ago doesn't surface and he gets fired tomorrow. So I guess maybe he's by the end of his career, though, he will get vengeance. Riddle and the Street Profits then went on to defeat the Usos and Sami Zayn after the Usos took a walk, leaving Sami to take an RKO. Oh man, Sammy. I guess that was for the loss on Nakamura. I'm assuming. I mean, I know the Usos fought for the most part, but they didn't. They could have easily jumped in to help him. It was 1-on-1 in the ring. They jumped to make 3-on-1. They could have easily just beat down Riddle, and they said, "Nah, screw it."
We've had enough of this.
Yeah. The countdown to Cody has hit 0. He defeated The Miz via disqualification after Rollins pushed Cody off the top rope, and with The Miz proceeded to beat down Cody, targeting his knee. So Cody looks like he's going to have a knee injury heading into his Hell in a Cell match with Seth friggin' Rollins. An in-ring promo by Judgment Day. They are still accepting applications. No experience necessary. They said in the ring promo what they have the potential of doing. You ever notice that every time Edge takes a shot at the crowd, he always turns around and looks behind him at the other end? Oh, you people are stupid. And then he looks to see how the back's like, oh. Watch Edge. Watch Edge going forward. Every time he throws an insult, he turns around and checks the other side of the ring. Anyway, Judgment Day then had a mixed tag team match. They defeated AJ Styles and Liv Morgan, John Smith.
Yeah, after that brutally long promo that we had to suffer through.
I just summed it up in 5 minutes. They're accepting applications, or 5 seconds.
Yeah. AJ and Priest start this one off. Priest goes with the heel thing when they go for the initial tie up and knees him in the stomach. Takes the advantage for a little while. Then the women get tagged in, and basically we don't see much more of the men in this match. They get involved with each other a little bit on the outside. But this is just destroying Liv, and then Liv, reversing a few things for 5 minutes, and then Liv's about to hit her finisher, bouncing off the ropes or whatever that thing's called, and Edge holds on to Rhea Ripley's pants, so she stays put, and Liv drops down on her back, and we get our first Raw roll-up of the day on Raw.
See, we have some controversy. We have some controversy on this one. John Connie and I'm sorry, John helps me count it. We both said the when her head hit the back of the canvas, that knocked her out.
No. No. You don't get pinned off of missing your own finisher.
But Edge cheated. Edge held it. Liv, I don't know if you understand the amount of torque Liv Morgan puts in that move to snap somebody back.
So
she's twice as strong as any other woman on the roster.
So you're saying this doesn't count as a roll-up?
We didn't count it. It's up for discussion. We can discuss back. We can discuss. I guess we'll do it off there. But as of right now, I didn't. I looked at it, I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, well, that's how Rhea covers people normally, but then that's your Xavier Woods argument. So I said the back of her head knocked her out. So we'll discuss. I'm always open for Raw roll-up discussion. For those of you watching on YouTube and or Facebook, if you'd like to comment on whether or not that was a Raw roll-up, please let us know. Bobby Lashley's challenge with Omos. I guess they're going to have a match later on in the night where the winner gets to pick a stipulation for Lashley Omos 4 at Hell in a Cell. And Lashley said the match will be against MVP. We haven't seen MVP since he won and then rebranded the United States Championship, I think. Anyway, MVP got the win on Bobby Lashley via countout after Lashley was being occupied with Omos on the outside. Lashley then got the hurt leg on MVP on the post-match. Anyways, so that match is booked for Hell in a Cell. The stipulation will be chosen most likely by MVP. I'm sure Omos will trust him with that decision to give Omos the best advantage possible. John DeConnie, again, Chad Gable, Otis, Alpha Academy with Kevin Owens. They have a problem.
Yes, Kevin Owens was at ringside to watch Chad Gable take on Ezekiel, but they chose this time not to put a headset on Kevin Owens, and that is just always a missed opportunity. Although he did scream from just off mic anyway.
Yeah, it's not like you didn't hear him, yelling at Byron from across the freaking.
That's it. So Zeke and Chad put on a nice little match for about 4.5 minutes. But then Otis tried to get involved. He got caught by the ref. He got ejected. As the referee was watching Otis walk away, Kevin Owens thought that was the perfect time for him to interject himself. He actually made it into the ring before the referee turned around, caught him. Kevin Owens gets ejected. Chad Gable now is apoplectic. He doesn't know what's going on. Both of his boys are gone, and he got a little bit lazy and a little bit sloppy and a little too close to Ezekiel and got pulled into the Raw roll-up for the 1-2-3. Ezekiel gets the win. Afterwards, KO loses his mind. He grabs the microphone and says, Ezekiel, Elias, Giuseppe, whatever your name is, I want you at Hell in a Cell. Not official yet, but I'm looking forward to it getting made official. In fact, it might have gotten made official on Raw Talk afterwards. I'm not sure. I think Ezekiel was supposed to be on Raw Talk, but looking forward to that one at Hell in a Cell.
I thought we were Raw Talk. We're the Raw Talk. Everyone watches us for the post-Raw. Yeah, it was booked. I booked it last night. Yeah, I'm good.
Nice.
It's on pwp.com, so it's official. Alexa Bliss defeated Nikki ASH after Twisted Bliss. King's Court, random King's Court. They dusted off Lawler for this one. With Veer Mahan. Veer wasn't saying much, so the King decided to be the King and crack a few jokes about Veer, which pissed Veer off. Mysterios came out to prevent the attack on Lawler, and somewhat of a stalemate between the three. John Smith, I guess I asked you this last week. This is living up the expectations. PWI feud of the year. Are these guys going in the cell? How about that? 2-on-1. The Mysterios versus Veer Mahan inside Hell in the Cell.
I'd love that.
I would love that too. That'd be awesome. And then next week, the only match booked. Lacey Evans will be making her in-ring return with a military gimmick on Memorial Day. So if you thought her spiel last week was long,
yes, you wait.
God bless our troops and the people who have fallen and given us the country that we live in today and that we love today. But it's going to be a long speech.
But we don't want to hear Lacey Evans say it.
We don't want to hear Lacey Evans do it. All right, gentlemen, that will do it for Raw Talk. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, is that copyrighted? Can we call this segment Raw Talk or no?
Why not?
What did Daniel Bryan when him and Renee when talking smack?
Yeah.
When they were calling their own show "Smacking Talk" or something like that. They reversed it.
So
we're gonna call this Talk Raw.
Talk Raw. Why not?
Talk Raw. A little bit of Talk Raw. Gentlemen, go get your groceries. Say hello to your loved ones. We will bid you adieu for the time being as we bring in from overseas a little bit of handsome in our show, Gary Mehaffy from Northern Ireland. Gary, top of the evening, Melody. How are we today?
Not too bad. Doing okay. Things are good.
Week you've been waiting for. I know you get excited. We'll talk about it at the end because it's going to main event the show. We'll main event the segment with it. We first got to talk about the dog collar match. They didn't get to use these guys at all, but I had to bring them on air. There's been a couple of dog collar matches lately, so I've had to get the cat collars on air, which is always important to me. This match wasn't exactly Piper versus Valentine, but it started off really, really fun with Eddie Dennis not wanting to go to the ring. And he got chased in the back by Boar. I was dying. I was laughing. Little things like that is what makes Eddie Dennis really, really good.
Yeah. No, that was good because when I saw him waiting backstage, I thought, all right, okay, he'll kind of be pumping himself up. And next thing you just see Wild Boar chasing him out, and you go, oh, okay. And it was very good, and they had very inventive use of the chain. To be fair, where there was a lot of using the chain to pull people into the ropes in the corner and so on. And I did like early on in the match when you had Eddie Dennis had wrapped the chain around Wild Boar's head to do some damage. That right when it came to the very end, when Boar had him in the crossface, that he then ended up wrapping the chain around Eddie Dennis's head and yanking it back before Dennis tapped out. So
it was around his eyes, around his nose. Yeah, he wrapped that. It was like a 3 or 4 times. He wrapped that.
It looked like it was tight, but yeah.
I'm sure Eddie Dennis's mother was tapping on that one too. That was woof. That main event of the show, but on to more important things, Gary. I say with my hiatus, I really didn't watch any wrestling, unfortunately. And apparently I missed about 3 weeks ago. Zaya Brookside with a victory over Angel Hayes. And in a post-match, Zaya and Eliza Alexander needed to teach Miss Hayes a lesson in respect. And then Amal came to thwart the lesson. So again, Amal being a French bitch. All right. 2, the show opened with the proper ass whooping that Amal and Angel Hayes deserve. So,
yeah. I mean, it was funny.
Broken wings for the win.
At the time, whenever Zaya was like on the phone going, I think next week's the week, and I thought, oh, her dad's coming on. Here comes Robbie Brookside, and then obviously Lizzie Evo or Eliza Alexander comes out and does it. And I think they're a good partnership. You've got Zaya Brookside, the really young, brash, annoying, and Lizzie Evo or Eliza, sorry, just to come in and be the one who's just going to give everybody the proper kicking. So it's a good partnership, and they're going to push them and give them a good bit of steam, I think. So it was a decent wee match.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm always up for a Zaya Brookside.
And it's always nice to see Angel Hayes back on TV again. So
yeah.
Good guy.
I really don't remember. I don't remember, unfortunately. But anyway, Ivy Nile. We kind of unintentionally called this last week. This cabin. I'm like, oh my god. And Ivy Nile, very respectful, came in, bowed, asked the champion for a title shot. Said, all you have to do here is ask, and okay, so I'm asking. And Nico said yes, and then Ivy got the bout again and left. That was very unprofessional wrestling, like.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
So he kind of unintentionally called that. I'm looking forward to that match.
There's no time for it yet, but I think it'll come up in a couple of weeks, probably. So,
D Familia defeated Dave Mastiff, Jack Stars after a flipping stunner by Teal Man on Jack Stars. Dempsey disrespecting the jacket was enough of a distraction for Familia to capitalize. I guess Jack Stars has got a little bit of kryptonite here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. But it was, I mean, I noticed it was interesting. They were really putting over in commentary when Rohan Raja slammed Big Dave. Actually, there was a lot. Nigel was really putting it over as this big moment, and they're really talking about Rohan Raja. So I think at some point down the line, he'll get a little bit more of a push and a little bit more attention when he comes out of this eventually. But I would say it was a nice wee match, and obviously, as we've said before, Jack Stars is a gatekeeper, and this was no different. So.
Yeah, and so now they join Smith and Carter as the challengers in the triple threat tag team championship match. No date announced on that one yet. Kenny Williams, speaking of Jack Stars, Kenny Williams defeated New Jack Stars. I have no idea who that guy was. I didn't get a report on minutestobelltime.com. I didn't write down his name. Usually minutestobelltime.com tells me who these people are.
Josh Morrell.
It wasn't Josh Morrell. Yeah, he is New Jack Stars. I know Josh Morrell now you say that. He's not Stone, whatever, the guy with the knee pad, right? He's not
Danny Jones.
Danny Jones.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite Jack Stars. Danny Jones. After bad luck, random guys with masks started appearing, and then Tiger Turan showed up, causing Kenny to repeatedly flip his hair in frustration. He was out of control on that one. And then Von Wagner, Sam Gradwell, they got into it in the weight room. After that, it was announced that they're fighting not this upcoming Thursday, but the following on June 3rd. So we'll save that for there. This week, there was an episode of the East End Bookie, which I didn't know was a thing, and I really need to have more of it. A very motivated Shaw Samuels. Obviously, he's a lock to win. The odds were how he was going to win and if he's going to end his career. I'm favored to beat Damon Kemp, and he wants to end them as well. So we have Shaw Samuels, we have Damon Kemp. And then we don't have a picture of Shaw here. Damon Kemp yet to be. That's not Santos Escobar or Tony D'Angelo either. But it's okay. But who do you got in this one? Damon Kemp. I guess he just recently joined Diamond Mine, and when Roddy introduced him, he rattled off some absolutely incredible amateur statistics. So I'm actually very intrigued on how Damon Kemp is. We're going to see him tonight too. I guess we'll get into that there. Yeah,
it'll be good. I don't to coin a phrase. I don't fancy Shah's odds in this match somehow. I think Damon Kemp's going to take it.
Yeah. It's the bell time. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We talked about this match last week. This one's my bad. I guess I thought it was going to be last week the way it was built up, but I guess they finally threw down backstage. Millie McKenzie has had enough Lash Legends. So they are officially going to get at it. This match was announced. It will be this Thursday. I believe we both had Lash last week. Any change in your pick?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I wish it wasn't, but I still think we're sticking with Lash. So.
Yeah, especially now Lash is in the semifinals of the breakout tournament on the verge of a rematch with Nikita Lyons in the finals. So I don't think you want to take any pre-taped steam off of her, I guess. And then here we go, Gary. This is keep there you go. Keep it up. There you go. And then we'll make it official. What do you got? What are you thinking? We'll go a little bit more in depth here. We can go round by round here. What do you think the score is going to be? What do you think? I know A-Kid, he likes that Liu Kang kick that he does at his finish. He's got that. Charlie Dempsey stretched him almost backwards the last time they fought. That caused A-Kid to tap. So I think both wrestlers were very well aware of what each other can do from their last match. But now we're going to go 6 rounds. You need 2 falls. I think De Familia is barred from ringside, which is a little, I guess he's not going to have any cornermen. I guess that's a little, I don't know. I guess A-Kid never did either, right?
No. I mean, I really don't. This is one of these ones again where I almost can't pick it. I could see it, as you said, with them barred from ringside, I could see it going a couple of different ways. You could have A-Kid wins it and then says, like, to try and cheat Charlie Dempsey respect and they shake hands. You could have Charlie Dempsey wins it. They beat him down. So I am going to go. I can't go against, I can never vote against Big Drew when it comes to a match. I can never vote against Charlie Dempsey. So it's Charlie Dempsey, the man, going to take it. My man crush is out.
Yeah, and like I said, not much of A-Kid since he apparently came overseas and started going to NXT 2.0. So I don't know what exactly. I know the UK is taped ahead of time, and they can send, they said like they had Roddy over for a little bit. Now they have 4 or 5 people over there now. A-Kid could still, be over there and still be here at the same time. So, but I guess if they're doing that, you got to put over the guy before you leave, right? So I'm going to go Charlie Dempsey as well, just on that. But I would love overtime for this. I would love this to go past 6 rounds. So, I mean, I think that's only happened once. It happened in the tournament final, the original tournament final, I think, with A-Kid and who was in the final? Was it Naomi? Yeah, A-Kid and Naomi, right? Yeah. So, Gary, before we let you go, huge AEW event, points on the line. This is the biggest show of the year for AEW. At least that's what we consider it to be. It seems like every show is equal right now, but this one's huge. We got an AEW championship match. We have the women's title, tag titles. We got Anarchy in the arena. Any predictions? Any wild predictions? No jokers tonight or this weekend.
No. I do think this is going to be the coronation of CM Punk. I think Punk's going to win the title. I know it. I've heard reasons back and forth why both should win. But I think they're going to go with Punk for it here. It'll be the summer of Punk. So,
and Triple H is retired, and he can't do anything about it now, which is unfortunate. They have to relaunch the Summer of Punk now that Hunter's not around. Right?
Yeah, that's right. No idea. I think that's going to be the big thing. I need to do my picks for it, but I do think that that CM Punk that'll be the biggest thing coming out of it. So,
all right, Gary, thank you as always for staying up with us late. We do appreciate it. Enjoy the match on Thursday. If one or two, I'll be watching Thursday afternoon. There'll be a smile on my face knowing that your Irish eyes are smiling.
Oh, they will be.
Have yourself a great night, pal.
You too.
All right, as we bring back in John Smith. John DeConnie, you ready to come back? Yeah, okay.
Hey, Al.
Yes.
You.
Is that for the countdown, or is that for the not counting the roll up? Or is that just in general?
Just in general.
Okay,
it was my Santos Escobar impression.
Yes, I know that's what it was, but that's probably still today the best moment in NXT history.
Yes, it might be.
Smooth transition NXT. Actually, your boy Santos Escobar. Him and Tony Bish, main events.
And what a hell of a main event this is. What a hell of an angle this is, first of all.
Yeah, I love it. Gang warfare. It's like gang warfare.
It's not even heel on heel action. It's heel on heel angle with storyline. They're like fighting for that to be that top a-hole in the federation. It's great. So yeah, we get Tony Beach Ganesh. We got him versus Santos finally coming to a head at the end of this show, and we got just the two of them going out on their own. You know, they both cut promos earlier in the show that they wanted to do this on their own. But then of course the Legato comes out, and then the stack of dimes and whatever their names are, I don't know, come
both
out.
their names, Stacks and Dimes.
Oh, Stacks and Dimes. I was gonna say bag of donuts.
Yeah, it should have been Bags and Donuts. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
You just christened their team name. There you go. It's Tony Beach Ganesh and Bags and Donuts.
Yeah, so while they're going at it, it distracts the ref to where Santos can pull out a what seems to me to be brass knuckles. I didn't get a good look at it, but there's something in his hand to knock Tony D out, and this is not over by a long shot, and I love it.
No, this is going to continue to have a lot of fun, but you chalk one up to the man that runs the Vingo, Santos Escobar. I love the way he says his own name, Santos Escobar. We had a great tag team match to start the show too, John DeConnie, in your house preview, and then I guess post in your house preview because Solo Sokola's got the winner. That's
yeah, exactly. It's a in your house preview plus Trick. Anyway, yes. So we had Grimes and Sikoa versus Trick and Mello, and I really love the chemistry between these three. So I think the in your house match is going to be fantastic, and Trick really didn't even get in the way all that much. So good for him. These guys went at it for about 10 minutes. He had Grimes hit the cave in on Trick to kind of take him out of the way. And Grimes, of course, fell out of the ring with him. And then Sikoa was able to hit the Uso splash for the win. Now, I would have bet money that Trick was there to take the fall.
Yeah.
So the fact that Sikoa pinned Mello, I thought was pretty significant. And then afterwards, Sikoa took the North American title from the ref or from the ringside, whoever, hands it back in. Kind of looked at it a little bit before handing it over to Grimes and reminding him, I got next.
Yeah.
So
this is North American titles, no matter any one of these three. And we already saw it in the hands of Carmelo. It was awesome. I think he's got to be next in line with Breaker. I think you got to push him up real quick. But it's North American titles in good hands in NXT, whether any one of those three when they have it. Video package for Tia Hale. Buddy Murphy, jokes aside here, like, this is really impressive. She hasn't even graduated high school yet, and she is signed by NXT, and she is allowed to train while she gets her collegiate education, which I'm assuming is Chase U. Like, where else would she go? Where else would WWE allow her to go is Chase U. So, I just find out, she's 18, and before graduating high school, she got an NXT contract. Ryan Joy was I think that was the guy he was interviewing on Monday for his other podcast. The guy is 58 and just starting. This is the extreme opposite other way around. Like, she's going to be something. So they put her on your radar. Probably not going to see her for a while, but Tia Hale, good for you. Congratulations. John Smith, speaking of Chase U, this gets better and better every week, Chase U.
Hey, yeah, it does. And we got Saray in the student section for this one. Booing Waller plenty. These two guys are pretty evenly matched, I would say. They went back and forth. Bodie Hayward on the sideline, cheering Chase on, but then gets a little too close when Chase tosses Waller over the top rope and he lands on Bodie. Chase, gets out of the ring to check on him, and then when he comes in, he gets nailed with that rolling stunner thing that Waller does that he's going to have to change before he goes to the main roster.
Yeah, I have in my notes. All right, in the student section, great support there for Andre Chase and Chase U. So it's
we got to get our Chase U shirts.
We need Chase U shirts. I think, as I said, Ryan Joy is actually when we bring him on. He's going to the first ever NXT Live event, I guess, down in Tampa. And that was my first question for him. I mean, are you going to be sitting in the student section? And he said he's going to get a sweater. I think we all should get sweaters. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We have Chase U Day. Spirit Day.
Spirit Day.
The women's breakout tournament. I guess there's really no surprises here. I guess with John Smith, your odds on my pick too. They both won. Actually, I shouldn't say surprise here. We were both wrong. Lash Legend defeated Tatum Paxley after an A-Train-esque scissor kick to advance in the breakout tournament. Tatum kept going for that electric chair, but she just couldn't get Lash up for it. Rookie mistakes. She will learn. And then Roxanne Perez, she defeated Kiana James. Kiana, talk nerdy to me, girl. Jesus. Kiana James with a code red, which I think Vic called the Pop Rocks. John Con, is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's
to
what
advance to the breakout tournament. So here are your final four. I'm assuming it has not been announced yet. The dumb assumption is that the semifinals will be tonight. I can't imagine they're putting the finals of this on In Your House. So I'm assuming if you do the semifinals tonight, you have the finals next week leading into on the Go Home show for In Your House. So let's pretend here, John Smith. We have Nikita Lyons versus Fallon Henley, and then we have Roxanne Perez versus Lash Legend. Give me your finalists.
It just doesn't make sense for this to be Nikita Lyons versus Lash Legend because they already had that match. Why would they go through a tournament just to end up at each other again? So I don't think that's what it's going to be. I got Perez beating Nikita Lyons in the finals.
Okay, John DeConnie.
I think last week I said, it just looks like they're going back to that rematch with Legend and Nikita. But like John said, why have the tournament then? So I got Roxy going through. But Nikita, she's over right now, so she is technically a face. But I can see a little heel in her. So I think maybe she does. She cheats to win maybe in the finals or something happens. Give me Nikita over Roxy in the finals.
Okay, I'll say the final. Hopefully next week. Hopefully we'll talk about that. But I'm going to go and now you got me thinking because you got exactly. Well, what did they put him in the tournament for? Well, there's stakes here, right? Like the winner gets a championship match of their choosing, right? So that's either Mandy Rose or if they find a partner, which Roxanne Perez has, they go right back after Toxic Attraction. Mm. So, I mean, I can, so I guess let's do Nikita Lyons and Roxanne Perez. I can see maybe them. I can see Roxy, upsetting Lash Legend here, and then poor Lash having to fly overseas to fight Amelia McKenzie. But yeah, so I'll do that as well. Let's try something different here, boys. We'll go Roxanne Perez. She seems to be the crowd favorite, and then said winner's probably going to get Mandy Rose, right? So. Backstage post-match interview after Roxanne Perez's victory, joined her apparent bestie Cora Jade. I guess they're best friends for years now, apparently. Now that they're on screen together, they were interrupted by Electric Lopez. Some beef was exchanged, but Electra mentioned through all this that she has a match with Alba Fire tonight. John DeConnie.
Whew, there's no loser in this one as far as we're concerned, but I just because Alba just went through the gimmick change and whatnot, I'm gonna go with her. I would not be upset to see Electra win, but give me Alba Fire.
I'm in agreement. John Smith.
I'm trying to think of a way that doesn't happen. I mean, maybe Legato can get involved, but no, I'm going to go with Alba Fire also. But I think they're going to give this like 2 full segments with the commercial break in the middle. I think that they don't want to make Lopez look weak.
Yeah, I'm sure Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro learned that name from last week. Maybe they'll be at ringside to help out. That's the only way I can see Electra Lopez winning. But if this is just straight up one-on-one, I mean, yeah, exactly. The name change and now, Liar, Liar, Bats on Fire or Alba Fires, Bats on Fire. Kind of tough to beat her. Indy Hartwell has turned the corner. She's done feeling sorry for herself. She's ready to go. She called out Mandy Rose from what Mandy said to her the week prior. So this seems to be a non-title match between our champion and Indy Hartwell, John Smith.
I'm calling a roll-up by Indy on this one.
I like that. There you go. And that's John DeConnie. If Mandy not accidentally, but somehow Mandy hits the back of her head, though, and knocks her out just because Indy.
Yeah, then it's questionable. But I'm going to say Indy as well. That way you can then have this match for the title at In Your House.
There it is.
And that is my hope because I support indie wrestling.
There you go. I support Indy.
The Raw Roll-Up Committee, the Raw Roll-Up Committee, and the PWP Points Committee need to have a serious discussion.
Yeah. Okay, so Toxic Attraction. Speaking of Toxic Attraction, watching a video exclusive from Caden Carter and wow, not Casey anymore. Oh, I gotta check the name.
I forgot what her name was. I know you're just doing a thing, but I legit forgot what her name is.
Katana Chance.
Ugh.
Why?
A couple of them with what Indy said, Toxic Attraction is not happy. They want respect. So I'm actually looking. I want this to be In Your House. This is why I'm thinking that the Breakout Tournament final will be next week and not next Saturday night at In Your House. I'm assuming that the women's tag titles and the women's title will be on the line. So hopefully, Caden and Katana get the job done there. Nathan Frazier defeated Wesley. Actually, John DeConnie, I think you were correct. You scored it as a no contest. I think this was supposed to be a no contest. He beat up Nathan Frazier for like 5 minutes before he even turned his attention to Wesley.
Right.
So,
but that fights, every time I call it a DQ, I get bit in the ass, and it's a no contest the next day. So whatever.
Yeah, this was a no. Again, son of a Beverly. He came out, pummeled Frazier, and then tossed Lee out of the ring onto the announce table. Emi Manjiro is nowhere to be found. I guess wasn't that the feud, right? Yeah. Incredible match up to that point. No developmental. NXT's a developmental. No, not Wesley and Nathan Frazier. Sorry, not those two.
Yeah.
And then apparently Sophia Cromwell was apparently somewhere in the NXT. I don't know if there's Sophia Cromwell watching, and they're just showing the crowd. There's something. I guess she was apparently watching from some. I guess maybe the NXT perch that the cameraman wasn't on. And apparently backstage at their juice bar in the NXT facility, Wesley and Senga got into an argument. Apparently Senga took a shot at Wesley's height and Nathan Frazier's height. Nathan Frazier, he didn't really care at the moment, so he walked away. But Wesley against Senga, which is of course Hindi for Braun Strowman, John Connor.
That is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with Wesley, but he's just kind of angry at the world right now. So I think maybe he finds a way to get this done. Give me Wesley.
All right, John Smith.
I'm gonna go the other way with it. I'm gonna have him eat this loss, and maybe he'll be in like a little bit of a rut for a little while.
Yeah, and hopefully Nathan Frazier will get him back. I'm gonna go with Senga as well. The Viking Raiders, they defeated the Creed brothers after Julius threw Roddy out of the ring when Roddy came in to interfere. That was okay. Then got caught in a double power bomb. Roddy was not happy. Backstage with Diamond Mine, nobody's happy, apparently. The Creeds actually stormed off, so here comes Pretty Deadly talking trash to Roddy Storm. Roddy said he'll grab Damon Kemp, and we'll see in the ring next week. So we got a non-title match. There is a booked tag team championship match between Pretty Deadly and the Creed brothers for In Your House. So I guess this is the tune-up for Pretty Deadly before that. John Smith, who do you got?
Where did this Kemp guy even come from?
Roddy rattled off his resume. I don't remember the exact accolades, but I do remember it being very impressive.
He's Gable Stevenson's brother.
Is he really?
Oh, is he really? That makes a lot of sense. Because I thought that he looked a little bit like Gable, but then I also didn't want to be that guy. It's like,
Careful.
Give me the. I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Diamond Mine with deceitful means. I don't know.
We're gonna have interference by the Creed brothers here, John McCowney. I guess that's the answer. I got a funny feeling there's gonna be a miscommunication, which is gonna get Pretty Deadly to win.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna say something that I think makes sense in the world of wrestling, but every time I do that, it seems to go the opposite way in NXT 2.0. Like last week, why would you beat the Creed? I understand it was the Viking Raiders, but why would you beat the Creeds before they go to a title match? Well, they beat the Creeds. And without having Pretty Deadly interfere to cost the Creeds. That would have been at least made sense. So this week, I'm going to say Pretty Deadly gets the win because you're not going to beat the champs even in a non-title match before they – it just doesn't make any sense, but who the hell knows? But give me Pretty Deadly in this one.
Okay. Backstage with Idris Anafi and Malik Blade making fun of the Tony D'Angelo Santos Escobar segments. Interrupted by Tony D's henchmen, actually just aptly named Bags of Donuts. Stacks and Two Dimes. They will go at it with Idris Anafi and Malik Blade tonight. So we're going to get our debut, John Smith.
Excuse me. Give me Bag of Donuts and stacks and stack of dimes.
Wasn't that didn't Billy Gunn call that X-Pac? You stack a dime neck. Anyway, John Connie.
Exactly. Yeah, give me the Goombas.
Okay. Braun Breaker, an in-ring promo, responding to Joe Gacy's invitation to join him. He said, "With all due respect, you can kiss my ass." Enter Joe Gacy, who doesn't hold a grudge. Proposed that they fight it in your house, but if Braun gets disqualified, he will lose his title. They're playing off Braun Breaker's anger. There's a Steiner joke with anger. Yeah, it's hereditary. This is the way he was brought up. Anyway, Duke Hudson was doing a backstage interview, was interrupted by Braun storming the ring before that promo. Then as Braun Breaker was leaving, Duke Hudson interrupted Braun's interview, so now they're going to fight about it. So your main event tonight, we're going to have the NXT champion in a non-title match. All the champions in action tonight in non-title matches ahead of their title fights in your house, John McCowney.
Yeah, and I mean, Duke Hudson's a big fella. I think we'll get more than a 2-minute squash, but I think Braun takes this one.
John Smith.
Same as he's on that one.
Duke Hudson's kind of growing on me, and I don't know why. The past couple of weeks, like even the interview before he was interrupted by Braun, he was doing something that was making me laugh. He's growing on me, so I never thought I'd ever say I'd be a Duke Hudson fan. Okay, as we make the seamless transition, I got Braun Breaker, by the way. Seamless transition. I'm sure Joe Gacy will definitely interject. Right?
Sure.
It might even be a disqualification, right? Just go in and just beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Going into Impact last Thursday night, John DeConnie, the Good Brothers, we were talking about it last week. We're tired of Karl Anderson eating these L's. He got the win.
That's right. Yeah, we had the Good Brothers versus OGK, and we got a real good match for about 10 and a half, 11 minutes when Maria Kanellis decided to leave the commentary and get involved. And she seems to have these moments with Karl Anderson. So she took his attention, kind of was setting him up. But Karl, I guess, his spidey senses were tingling. He stepped out of the way just in time for Mike Bennett to miss him and spear his own wife. And then Anderson provided a gun stun and a 1-2-3 for the Good Bros. That was just too sweet.
Too sweet, yeah. And then Mike Bennett was beside himself. And now if they're playing the same characters they did in WWE, holy crap, is he going to get a tongue lash when he gets home? Because he was brutal on that. Holy shit. Matt Cardona is always ready, but he's not always available. Touche, Matt. Touche. Him and Chelsea were on their honeymoon last week, so he won't defend the digital media title against Rich Swann. Chelsea Green was laughing about the 6 knockout tag as well because she was on the honeymoon as well. Then she was laughing at everybody else in that the Queen of the Mountain match is going to beat each other up. Mia Yim, Ty Valkyrie, Jordan Grace, they got the win over our Jersey girls, Tasha Steeles, Deanna Purrazzo, accompanied with Savannah Evans. After Mia Yim had eat the feet on Savannah, so New Jersey didn't have to eat the pin there. Thank you very much, Savannah. But this week, Chelsea Green will have to get into the ring. Tall order. John DeConnie, it's your girl.
Oh, God. Am I going to have to bet against Jordan here. I think Chelsea's a newly minted heel, and she's really good at it. So I think she finds some way to get this one done.
John Smith, Cardona and Jordan Grace have had wars over that digital media championship, and now it's Chelsea. Yeah, I think Chelsea's in trouble if Cardona doesn't get involved.
Yeah, but no, I'm gonna have to agree with John here, though. I'm gonna go with Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Cardona definitely gets involved.
Yeah. Sami Callihan spent the better part of a year talking to himself. Wow. That's gotta be rough. That's enough to drive a man crazy. The death machine is coming for Moose. Thumbs up. Thumbs down. Worst catchphrase in wrestling.
I was literally just about to say that.
It really is. It doesn't go with anything he does. That's what I don't get. Maybe I wasn't watching Impact when he started this, but like with MJF, I'm better than he flows that into whatever he's promoting about. He flows it into I'm better than you, and you like seamlessly. MJF is a professional. He's got a great. I'm nuts. Thumbs up. Thumbs down.
Like, did Sammy do some kind of Roman Emperor gimmick when we weren't paying attention? I don't get it.
Well,
locker room talk was back. That's fun. Madison and Tenille interrupted, of course, by the swing man with Zicky Dice. But then Decay, whom were told by the influence they needed to prove themselves, and then maybe they'll get a title shot. So Decay on a mission right now after Masha Slamovich. She defeated it in action in quick fashion with the snowplow, having appeared and got in Masha's face. So this was the direct response to what the influence is talking about. We are we're staring down the barrel of a Knockouts Tag Team Championship match for Slammiversary between the influence and Decay, John Smith.
Give me Masha Slamovich in this one.
All right, I think she's undefeated, right? She's undefeated, right, John Nicani?
Oh, yeah. No, not only is she undefeated, I don't think she's top 60 seconds yet in a match. Now, I don't know how she gets Havoc up for the snowplow, but I think maybe we get some kind of interference from the influence, and that's how we, keep Masha's record clean without making Havoc look stupid heading into a tag team title shot. So give me Masha.
Yeah, that and the influence, their heels, they don't want to defend their titles ever. Like, they just want to hold them. So they're going to do whatever they possibly can to make sure that Decay does not prove themselves so they don't get that match at Slammiversary. So, yes, I will go with Masha Slamovich as well. Backstage, W. Morrissey inserting himself in the feud between Bhupinder, Shira, and Raj Singh. They're going to have a tag team match this Thursday as well. W. Morrissey, I guess there was a face turn after he went to AEW. I guess I don't know why people like him now. I don't know why is he hanging out with Bhupinder, John Nicani.
He kind of did an unofficial face turn when he kind of spilled his guts when he went back to the 2300 arena, and I had my rock bottom moment here, blah blah blah. So he's kind of been dancing on the line of being a good guy ever since. So. I think Gujar and Morrissey get it done here. I assume because I can't see this going on all that terribly long. So I don't think the heels need to get a win here first.
No, I think Morrissey. I think would have this. John Smith.
Hey, anybody named Bhupinder is good in my book.
Mike Bailey defeated the Laredo Kid after his straight karate kick to Laredo's head was rolled up and then reversed. Okay. Let me read this again because this is the roll-up. Straight karate kick to Laredo's head, then was rolled up and then reversed into a roll-up of his own. So Mike Bailey, roll-up, check mark for him to qualify for Ultimate X at Slammiversary. Questionable decision by the ref. Hanson thought Bailey's legs were under the ropes. My initial thought was Laredo's arms were under the ropes. So I think it's all irrelevant anyway. The referee's decision is final. The Laredo Kid advanced to Ultimate X. And speaking of Ultimate X, we had an update from our Impact X Division champion, Ace Austin, overseas in Japan, competing in the Best of the Super Juniors. He's watching and will be ready for Ultimate X. His victory in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament and at Ultimate X are both inevitable. I am. It's a Marvel joke. Meanwhile, we have another Ultimate X qualifier tonight. Why can't they just put everybody in this Ultimate X match? Why do we have to keep cutting the roster down? Trey Miguel, Alex Shelley, John Smith.
It's got to be Trey Miguel.
I'm kind of thinking that as well, and I'm kind of hoping that the Machine Guns get back together. John McConnell.
That would sure be nice. Yeah, give me Trey. Yeah, he just lost the belt. He's got to be in that Ultimate X.
Chris Sabin going really old school, challenging his former future rival Frankie Kazarian from AEW. Oh my God, the Forbidden Door! No one's making a big deal about this. Frank Kazarian do a match next week. Both were nicked. The Impact was impacting before impacting was like fun. Like this was back in like 2001, 2002. I think the match that they showed in the flashback was from 2003, but they both nicknamed themselves the Future. Why didn't nobody stop them? 20 years ago, Impact the flashback of the week was one of the matches. Sabin's hair was amazing back then. The Future Shock versus the Wave of the Future. John DeConnie. Those are the names of their finishers.
Nice.
Remember the days back in the TNA Asylum on Wednesday nights with your brother, John, having some beers, watching old school TNA, then watching Chappelle Show and just laughing hysterically.
Good times. You know what? This is 100% a winner is us moment or winner is you moment, but I guess give me Sabin here, unless somebody comes out and to set up his next angle, someone comes out and attacks him. But I assume we'll go with Sabin.
And that if it's anybody, it's got to be Christopher Daniels, John Smith. You can do that's the anniversary. There you go. You can do the Machine Guns versus SCU.
Yes, please.
Yes, John Smith. What do you got in the Battle of Futures 20 years later?
They give me Kazarian in this one.
I'm never gonna go against Chris Sabin again. I learned my lesson from Bound for Glory.
You are one stick to your guns, son of a bitch.
Wait till see who my Super Bowl pick is this year. The Briscoes defeated Violent by Design after Diener tried to roll out of the Doomsday device and got caught in a roll-up of his own by Jay Briscoe. Yeah, post-match attack by Eric Young, Josh Alexander for the save. He got beat down, but then the Briscoes returned the favor, saved Josh Alexander. So we have a 6-man tag team main event tonight, John DeConnie. We got the champions, we got the challengers, we got them boys, we got Canadians.
And you've got Diener there to eat a pin.
Yeah, we got Diener.
Give me the champs.
And most importantly, John Smith, we got one foofy overcoat for Diener or for Doring.
Yeah. Give me the champs.
By the way, just a note this real quick. There was an awesome video promo with Eric Young during the show, spanning his career, starting from WrestleMania 3, where he was sitting with his father, to his Team Canada days, to now, reiterating that the world belongs to him. Backstage interview with Josh Alexander, giving EY his props for what he's done for Impact for the past 20 years, but Josh will lead the next 20. So they are setting themselves up nicely for the 20th anniversary of TNA, of Impact Wrestling, and of, I guess, that championship. It's not 20 years of the championship, though, because it was NWA when it started. Anyway, I digress. Gentlemen, we'll give you one last moment. Go over your AEW picks again. I actually forgot to make mine throughout the course of the day, so unfortunately we've been making mine on the fly here. So I'm going to bring in Ryan Joy from minutestobelltime.com. Ryan,
here I am.
Going today. You still got that anaconda over your shoulder.
It's still there. It's been on my, I keep it there.
Well, yeah, well, they once they get house trained, they do make good pets.
You want to know what's going on with the best of the Super Juniors?
I know Ace Austin is winning, according to him. By the way, I forgot to bring to John and John's attention. Never mind. I'll do it next week. Yeah, Group A. Hey, Brock.
So A Block, Taiji Ishimori is clearly out in the lead right now, but it's but we're still only 4 nights in. You know, you got this each 9 nights for each block, and he's got a small lead here. So, so there has been a couple of interesting things. So, Taiji Ishimori leading. The rest of the field is somewhat flat. You've got a couple different guys with 6. Ace Austin being one of those guys. Ace Austin actually did take a loss to Hiromu Takahashi.
That's okay.
And it had a nice, interesting exchange online where, you know, Ace Austin was basically saying, you know, well, you know, I'm the X Division champ, and kind of invited Hiromu to come challenge for it. And then Hiromu said, well, be a man of your word. And Scott D'Amore said, anytime you want. So that's kind of a fun situation to come out of that. On the B block side, you had a similar situation with Wheeler Yuta taking a loss to El Desperado. Wheeler Yuta being the ROH Pure Champion, El Desperado defeating him in the main event of one of the B block nights. So maybe that's a potential Forbidden Door match to have down the road, because there was a little bit of hype coming out of that one. So that's pretty much it. No real clear person coming out of the B block at this point. You've got 3 guys with 6 points. Nobody in the B block undefeated at the moment. So,
okay. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said that's pretty much it. Let's talk about AEW.
Yeah, let's bring John Smith. You know, hopefully he's listening. John Nakani, bring you back in. I should actually have to bring. Yeah. Any other Ring of Honor news? I know we have a tag team title match. We'll get to that in a second. But any other news on Ring of Honor?
You know, Mercedes Martinez has been defending the women's championship on Dark Elevation. As far as I know, she has 2 defenses on Dark Elevation. One thing we are going to be talking about when John Smith gets back is the ROH tag titles. They're on the line this week on Dynamite. There is no news at this point about a new show or anything like that. The only news that I really saw come up this week is that Jonathan Gresham mentioned that he has finished up with Impact Wrestling. He's no longer going to be doing any more dates there. And he did say, as part of that Ring of Honor is getting ready to start back up. Is kind of what he said. So he was kind of clearing the deck. He has put his own promotion, Terminus, kind of on the back burner. So doing these things to kind of get ready for something to happen with ROH. So it can't come soon enough for me. I can't wait for Ring of Honor to see what happens with Ring of Honor.
I'm excited because I got teased with Dalton Castle. I need more of him back in my life.
Yeah, Dalton's great. And I hope when they do the full reboot, we get to see a lot more Dalton. I hope we get to see Ian Riccaboni and Bobby Cruz, who they had on several times doing the ring introductions, gives it that good like Ring of Honor feel. If you don't have those elements, it's just kind of like any other wrestling show. But if you bring back your commentary team and you bring back Bobby Cruz, at least initially, you have that feeling that it's Ring of Honor. And then, of course, we haven't seen Brian Cage in a while. You know, not since the Super Card of Honor. So hopefully, Ring of Honor comes back soon and we get to chat about it.
He's been gone longer than Walter was gone. So where the hell's Cage? I think I started that one before we went on hiatus. Anyway, but let's just get into it. The Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships will be on the line tomorrow night on Dynamite. FTR defending against Roppongi Vice, the newly reformed Roppongi Vice. I didn't know it was Trent Beretta. I thought it was somebody else with Rocky. I guess I dropped the ball on that one. Brian Joy, who do you got? Yeah, go for it, pal.
So, you know, it's really hard for me not to look at FTR as the best tag team going right now. I don't think they're dropping those titles until they at least one time challenge for the AEW titles.
John Smith.
Yeah, give me FTR.
John DeConnie.
Yeah, FTR's on a roll. I see them getting the job done.
Okay, so that will do it for our non-pay-per-view picks. Loaded show, loaded Dynamite coming up. There's a loaded Rampage coming up. Everything leads to Double or Nothing this Sunday night in Las Vegas. So we'll just get right into it. Here are our current standings. Ryan Joy right back on top where he likes to be. Travis right there, he was leading for a little bit, stumbled a little bit, I think, on the last show. 87 points. John DeConnie right behind him. John Smith.
What up?
Yeah, let's turn it around here, pal. This will be our first show for AEW. Ryan Joy, of course, is our defending champion, beating John DeConnie in overtime last year. This is the biggest show for AEW. We lead off the season with the big points with them. So 25 points for the AEW title match, 15 for all others, 5 for the 9 title match. John Smith, log your complaint now. The tournament finals, I always give a little more points for tournaments. The tournament finals will count for 20 points. Everything is times 5 in the scoring module. So the tournament finals are usually 4 points, so 4 times 5 is 20. The buy-in matches will count. Perfect pay-per-view is 25 points. Nothing interpromotional as far as I know. So there will be no adding of points in that nature. So with that.
So the AEW world title match is not worth 100 points?
No. The Owen Hart Foundation tournament will take place, both men's and women's. On the men's side, we have one semifinal match left to go. We're going to have Kyle O'Reilly against Samoa Joe. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Great Phoenix with an armbar to advance. Samoa Joe defeated Johnny Elite after blocking Starship Pain and then hitting the Muscle Buster to advance. Post-match attack by Jay Lethal. All of them were recorded by the Best Friends. On the other side, Adam Cole, he defeated Jeff Hardy after Jess missed the swanton, allowing Adam Cole to follow up with his boom knee strike. And then there was some stuff going on post-match with that. But our first match, we will discuss. The Owen Hart final. Who do you got, John DeConnie? Who do you got Wednesday? I'm sorry, Ryan Joy. I'm sorry, you're the AEW correspondent here. We'll let you lead off with the Owen stuff. Who do you got in the semifinal on Wednesday? Who do you have in the final on Sunday?
All right. You always get the bat cleanup. I have to lead off here, but I am going to take. I don't know what I said last week, and I feel like it's probably changed every week with the tournament. But I am going to take Samoa Joe here and Adam Cole in the final. And somewhere along the line, we're going to have that interference from the Jay Lethal group. But I'm thinking there's too many matches. They can't add another match to the pay-per-view. So I'm going to say Joe gets through on Dynamite, and Adam Cole takes the win of the tournament.
John DeConnie.
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on that. Where I think I had Samoa Joe losing to the Joker to start off. Because I assumed we were going to, Lethal was going to interfere because that storyline writes itself. Now I guess that's not going to happen until the final. So give me Samoa Joe going through, but then Adam Cole winning the Owen Cup.
John Smith, way back in yesteryear of the black and gold era of NXT, this match was teased, but it never happened.
Right.
Adam Cole and Samoa Joe. Do we get this on Sunday? And if so, who do you got?
It wouldn't make sense to put the Kyle O'Reilly against him. So yeah, I got Joe, and I don't want to be like just the copycat, but I think that Adam Cole would have to win that match, because why are you going to give a guy who's almost 40 like a big thing like that?
Yeah, I think it was very poetic that Adam Cole started this whole entire tournament with a sharpshooter win. I don't think he's going to beat Joe with a sharpshooter, or maybe they, I wouldn't have nothing to do with the Montreal Screwjob. I'm saying throw in the towel when Joe didn't submit, but let's not circle back to that. I was all over the place with this, and I'll get to you in a second in a while, because after the Adam Cole Jeff Hardy match, post-match attack by the Young Bucks on both Hardys, which was thwarted by Sting and Darby. And then Red Dragon thwarted the thwart of 10. There was a lot of thwarting going on at the end of this match. Lots of thwart can wrestling. Oh God. Okay, but how vicious is the Young Bucks double super kick? Okay, so now Sting completely took a chair shot, I believe by Kyle O'Reilly, did absolutely nothing. But a double super kick by the Young Bucks completely dropped Sting like a stack of potatoes. So the Bucks had probably the most devastating super kicks. That's what they call it, a super kick party, right? They eventually grapevine Sting's ankle in the chair, and O'Reilly dropped the knee onto it from the second turnbuckle. I was all over the place. My initial thought was for the pay-per-view, you have Adam Cole and Joe in the Owen Hart final, then you have the Bucks and the Hardys. Okay. My second thought, as this was going on, with Joe and then the Jay Lethal situation after their match, I'm like, okay, so maybe we just go Cole O'Reilly 4. That's what we're up to with those two. Joe versus Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor. Then you still gonna have the Bucks and the Hardys. Okay, fine. Then the whole melee happened after the semifinal match. I'm like, okay, we'll go back to Cole versus Joe, and then you can have the Undisputed Elite. You can have the Hardys and Red Dragon go against the Hardys and the Young Bucks and the Young Bucks, the Undisputed Elite, the Young Bucks and Red Dragon versus the Hardys, Darby and Sting. And then Sting got his leg snapped. So I was just all over the place. And somehow, it was, I don't know. Injuries don't mean anything a la Concerto. So I'm sure Sting will be able to fight next Saturday or next Sunday. So we're going to have the Bucks and the Hardys, Delete versus Elite. This is what's scheduled now. Ryan Joy, could you possibly add Kyle O'Reilly if he loses Wednesday night with Bobby Fish? Because how do you have a show this big, and I'm being serious here, without Sting and Darby Allin?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I don't know. It would shock me if Darby Allin wasn't on this in some way. So yeah, I could see that those guys being added. This feels like, the Hardys and the Young Bucks feels like a really big match to have very little television storyline build. So I could see that getting changed. But at the same time, that's a big match that they've teased. And to not deliver it might be kind of bad too. So I don't know. If picking the match as it stands right now, though, I would have to go for, I don't know. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to go Hardys because I think they're going to have a little role in AEW, whereas the Bucks have kind of already had their role, and maybe that ends up somehow figuring into a Red Dragon match down the road for the Young Bucks.
John Smith, I'm not sure if you were aware or not, years ago, after the Hardys left Impact and before they both made their ways back to WWE at WrestleMania 33, they wrestled and beat the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. I'm pretty sure the Bucks won them back, so they split, I guess, the series. So just throwing that little nugget of information out there.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks because they're the AEW guys through and through, and this is their big pay-per-view. So I'm going with the Bucks.
John DeConnie.
I don't think this is the only time we'll see this, or else I probably would go with the Bucks. I think even if it's not exactly just a 2-on-2, we'll see other versions of this, I think, going forward, and I'm sure the Bucks will eventually come out on top, but I think we go happy time here for the first go around, and the Hardys get it done at the pay-per-view.
I'm going to go with the Young Bucks as well. It's the AEW model and philosophy. This is a wrestling company, right? I think the Young Bucks are better wrestlers than old Hardys. If this was X amount of years ago, Hardys, like the same age, I think I'd have a tougher time with this, but there's absolutely zero reason why the Young Bucks can't out-wrestle 40-year-old Hardy Boys. So now if it turns into a 4-on-4 and Sting's involved, break out your shoulder.
All bets are off.
All bets are off. Scorpion death drops for everybody, and I got a funny feeling it's going to be Kyle O'Reilly is going to be one in the Scorpion at the end of
Not
that.
Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish seems like the guy.
No, he won't be a fish out of water. Hit that money-making music again. There we go. The women have an Owen Hart. They have their tournament as well. Where are we? The Dynamite, Britt Baker defeated Maki Ito, who was the Joker, with the lockjaw to advance on the tournament. Chris Statlander defeated Red Velvet. I think we all got that one wrong. By reversing a Raw roll-up into a Raw roll-up on her own. Check one for AEW. Vince really needs to sign Chris Statlander. That was beautiful. Post-match attack on Statlander by Cargill and Kiera Hogan. Ruby Soho and eventually Anna Jay came in before the attack. We'll get to the TBS title in a second. But to finish the women's side of the Owen Hart tournament, we're going to have the Dynamite side of the bracket, I guess you want to call it that. Britt Baker, our good doctor, will face Tony Storm. On the Rampage side of the bracket, we're going to have Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho. And then the winners will be competing for the women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Final. So good. John Smith, who do you like on the ladies' side here?
Wait, Britt is fighting Tony. Oh my god,
that's probably tough than picking the overall winner.
Yeah,
I mean, if they want to make another star out of it, like right away, they could have Tony beat her and then win the final. So I'm going to go with Tony. I'm going Tony and Ruby, and then Tony.
Okay. Tony Storm. Tony Storm. John DeConnie.
Ooh, I'm going to. Oh God, that is fantastic right there. I think I'm going to go completely the other way because I don't know. Is there something to having the couple both win the tournament? I think Statlander gets past Ruby. She's got this character change here. I'm going to go with Statlander getting past Ruby and Britt moving on and eventually taking the whole tournament.
All right, Ryan Joy.
I kind of agree with John DeConnie. I watched that Chris Statlander match against Red Velvet, and I thought they're pushing her. If Chris Statlander gets past Ruby Soho, I think she is elevated. If Ruby Soho gets past Chris Statlander, I think she's exactly in the same spot. So I think overall, it's better if Chris wins that match on that side. And then I got to go Britt Baker on the other side because I just can't imagine. We talked about it, Darby Allin earlier. I can't imagine them doing a pay-per-view without Britt Baker on it. So unless I was wrong earlier and they are adding a few more matches, I think Britt Baker has to get through. So Britt Baker and Chris Statlander, and Baker wins.
Okay, so I got with the theory of how can you have it? This is a huge pay-per-view. Who do you want, Ruby Soho, or do you want Chris Statlander? I'm taking Ruby Soho. I think she's the bigger name. She'd be the bigger draw. I think she would do what they want to do for this tournament. She would do proud in that match. With that said, that whole bracket, and I made it to a point. I don't know if the music was drowning me out or not. That whole bracket was on Rampage. If that side of the bracket had any shot of winning this tournament, they would have put it on Wednesday night where more people would watch. So with that said, I think the winner of the Britt Baker Tony Storm match will win this whole thing. And I got Britt Baker as well. And for two reasons. One, I think her and Cole will be completely obnoxious with winning both, being both the winners. And second, Tony got her with the roll up. I think maybe 2 weeks ago.
The double Slammy Award.
Yeah, I think Tony got her a couple of weeks ago. I think Britt gets the buyback here, and it's exactly right. You need, if this is a top-notch pay-per-view, you need the two best women to do Owen proud, right? That's the point of this whole tournament. Like, if it ends up being Joe and Adam Cole, that will do Owen proud. That will do the fans service that it needs to. And I think Britt Baker and Ruby Soho do the exact same thing. As I mentioned after that match, that the beatdown on Chris Statlander, Jade Cargill got involved. Anna Jay came down. So now I believe the exact quote by Jade Cargill, come get this ass whooping. So they're going to fight over the TBS championship this Sunday. I'm assuming this match, I think this should, if I'm doing the card in my head, right now I have 12 booked matches, 10 are announced, with MJF officially being 11, and then the mixed tag that I'll get to in a second. But if that's the case, this has to go down to the pre-show. This has to go down to the buy-in. So that would be my prediction there. John County.
Okay. I think as much as we all would love to see Anna Jay take this one, I think Jade is just rolling, and there's no reason for there to be a hiccup there. So, give me Jade retaining.
Ryan Joy.
Yeah, I think Jade has to retain. The interesting thing about the buy-in, though, is this match is probably short. It's probably 2 or 3 minutes. It's a really good match to slot in after one that's like a crazy match, so that you throw it in there, and then you don't have to have like another serious match follow it. You know what I mean? So you can kind of slot it in and kind of give people a break mid-show. So, but I don't know. Could be buy-in. Could be anywhere.
John Smith.
Trying to figure out what else could be put on the buy-in besides that.
I can't think of anything either. Like, that's
yeah. So unless they're just keeping us up till 12:30 in the morning, then yeah, this might end up on the buy-in. But they have been known to keep us up past midnight. So
and the funny thing is, they're gonna do it this time without Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
that's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, Jade's definitely winning this, though. I don't see her losing for a while.
If it's on the buy-in,
yeah, the gold end up doing the Ultimate Warrior thing where she just wins the world title and drops drops TBS.
I think if this match is on the buy-in, I think this will be a quick win for Jade. I'll give Anna Jay a shot if this does make the main card. I'll give her a shot because I think we're not expecting it, so I think there would be serious shock value here. I'll bet the favorite on this one. I'm going to stick with Jade Cargill too, just because I don't think this is an unnecessary gamble. But I'm not. I want to hear that. I want to see the shock value of Anna Jay, just like, oh my god. So, funny story. I'll get to him a little more in depth when we get there. AEW championship matches at Double or Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 matches in the history of Double or Nothing. 6 championship matches. Their champions are 4-2 overall. So going into, was that the last one for that? No, I think I had one more. What did I just do? Yeah, I have one more. I got 2 more. Speaking of the buy-in match, there was a training montage. Looks like Hook and Tony Nese are ready to go. Danhausen, Mark Sterling, not so much. What do you think? I'm sorry, let's just put this. We don't have the match for this one. We don't have the graphic.
No graphic. Yeah. Al, these count, right? The buy-in matches, they're going to count, right?
They are going to count. Like I said, yeah, we're going to. So this one does count. We will discuss it. Hookhausen, as they're officially being known, John Smith against Long Island's own Tony Nese and smart Mark Sterling, who was in a neck brace, who I thought would be replaced by Jade Cargill. I said that last week, but I guess I'm wrong on that
one. I got Hookhausen, unfortunately, winning this one.
John DeConnie?
Yeah, I don't see any reason not to get some mileage out of this hilarious gimmick.
Brian Joy?
Nothing to add.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go Hookhausen as well. But Ryan Joy, as I said over to the DX Exchange, you are now cursed for not having a Danhausen graphic.
Fair enough.
Graphic Hausen. Egon. I love what he calls it Egon. That's so funny. Anyway, Sammy Guevara smashed the TNT Championship on Rampage on Friday because Scorpio Sky again refused a mixed tag team match. I think this course of action by Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti will provoke Dan Lambert to either A, I guess, introduce himself into the mixed tag team match himself, or B, it looks like Paige Van Zant is ready to go. This match is not official. I am kind of just throwing this one out here now. Ryan Joy. I'm sorry, John DeConnie, you're a big 12 gauge fan. So is this going to happen on Wednesday? Are we going to see your girl come in and then we have this mixed tag team match that Sammy and Ty have wanted? This would be a good spot to put it in.
Yeah, it would make total sense. I'm not sure it's not. I'm not even sure it's not Paige, Ethan Page and Paige Van Zant, but it's, however it winds up coming down, it should get booked and it should go to the pay-per-view.
You're saying it could be Egon.
Exactly.
Do you watch his videos, John DeConnie? If you watch his videos, that's what he calls Ethan. He calls him Egon for whatever reason.
Egon. I've seen it once or twice. It definitely makes me giggle. But I think Sammy and Tay get the win if and when it happens.
John Smith.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Makes sense to me.
All right, I'm not betting against Paige Van Zant and Ryan Joy.
Yeah, I think if they have the match, Paige, Van Zant, and Sky are going to win. I don't know if they're going to have it, though, because if they're going to get any mileage out of advertising it, they should have done it already. So I know they're probably touch and go, waiting to see if Paige Van Zant's going to be ready, but I think they might wait.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then that opens up a slot, I think, for Red Dragon versus Darby and Sting, right?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
Or same thing. Could you really see them having a show without Sammy Guevara on it? So.
Well, not if he's injured, right? Well, did he just get hurt?
Probably. I would
Being
imagine.
an idiot.
Yeah, I would imagine he's hurt.
The House of Black defeated Fuego del Sol and the Dark Order on Rampage this past week. Post-match, the Death Triangle appeared with a tombstone that had the House of Black's name on it. We have a trios match. Here is the Death Triangle, House of Black not pictured, but I am amped for this match. A winner is me in this match. I love it. John Smith, here we go.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of this match too. I'm not, shoved up like you, but
Buddy Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
Go. Yeah, I remember putting my feet on your couch. I'll go with give me my best friend.
There you go. John DeConnie.
I think I want to say the Death Triangle so badly because I really love watching them wrestle and watching them win. But and not that I've read any rumors or anything like that, but doesn't it feel like this would be the perfect place for a new member of the House of Black to step in and cost Death Triangle this match? So, give me House of Black.
Julia Hart, Ryan Joy.
I was thinking Danhausen, but maybe Julia Hart's more likely.
I think Danhausen is too evil for the House of Black.
Yeah, that could be.
I think Malachi looks at him and be like, "Dude, this guy's nuts."
So we didn't bring this up, but this was on the buy-in for Revolution, the same match, except Phoenix was out, so they had Redbeard in, and Redbeard took the pin. So this is us finally getting this match after waiting for it for so long. And I feel like Death Triangle needs to get the win, just because I don't think they've gotten the good side of this feud at all. But then again, who are they going to pin? Which one of those guys is going to take a pin? So,
Buddy, definitely Buddy.
Buddy Murphy's going to take the pin.
You think?
Now, how about this? Julia Hart, Black Mist.
Yeah, I'm going.
She blows the black net. That's where we're going with this. I like to see that. I didn't think of that until I had House of Black anyway. I mean, I wasn't. I'm picking them regardless, just because I'm excited about Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black on the same team. I'm sorry I used their WWE names, but I love those two. I missed my monthly, Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy matches we had 2 years ago. But if you want to add a new member, yeah, there you go. Get Julia Hart, give her some mist, and have her get the win. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so I wanted to pick the Death Triangle, but I'm kind of coming down on House of Black. So we'll see.
Wardlow took 9 of the 10 lashes like a champ. Was that a direct just shot at Cody Rhodes during this? That Cody floundered like a fish when he was getting whipped all those years ago?
Guys on AEW are tougher than guys on WWE. That's why
they
don't have a concerto and
exactly. But on the you can't sell the old nut shot, because that's what happened. Wardlow got kicked in the jimmies instead of getting whipped for the 10th time. But instead of that, he got whipped 11, 12, 13. They kind of went off on him. We have a cage match. So since he survived that, we have a cage match on Dynamite tomorrow night. And if Wardlow does win with MJF as the referee, so I'd love to hear theories on how he does win that. It will be MJF versus Wardlow at Double or Nothing. And if Wardlow loses, he can't sign with AEW. I guess I joked around. Maybe Edge shows up and costs Wardlow the match so we can bring him over. I don't know. Ryan Joy, how does Wardlow win the cage match?
Well, the cage match is no DQ, so he probably should just take out Max right away, and then he can do whatever he wants. He can powerbomb the heck out of Spears and walk out of the cage. Although I don't know if AEW has escaped the cage rules. They probably don't.
I can't imagine they would.
I don't think so. So they're probably just going to need to have an alternate ref come down, or MJF will run away once he realizes it's a no DQ and he can get his butt kicked and can't do anything about it. And that'll be that. So Wardlow wins that. Wardlow wins at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
MJF starts sliding down the AEW card.
John Smith. Where was they going with this? If it's MJF, it has to be. I don't know why in my head. The Austin McMahon feud all those years ago, by my hand only, and Austin took Vince's hand and counted 3 while he was unconscious. I'm kind of leaning towards that right now.
Yeah. What's the match again?
Wardlow versus Spears in a cage. If Wardlow
wins, but that's happening on TV, right? And then
and then if Wardlow wins that, he finally gets MJF at the pay-per-view. So that's the one
in a regular match, right?
As of right now, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Wardlow.
There you go, John Connie.
Yeah, I was right with you in the thinking of how this gets done. I think it's power bombs all around, and then Wardlow can stand or put one hand on the chest of Spears while he grabs MJF's hand to slap the mat 3 times with his other arm. So Wardlow and Wardlow.
There was an in-ring interview with Serena Deeb, who called everyone idiots that bet against her at Double or Nothing, or that is going to bet against her at Double or Nothing. Rosa eventually came out, inadvertently elbowed Dustin Rhodes, who was her trainer, allowing Deeb to grab the title and hit Rosa with it from behind. So Serena Deeb is not taking it lightly at all that people are betting against her. The woman of 1,004 holds. No, she's 1,000 holds, right? Just Jericho's 1,004. Right. So you're an idiot if you bet against her. John Connie, are you an idiot?
I am an idiot. Like what was it? What was that? The whole town of Chicago that chanted "We are morons" or something like that a couple of years ago. Anyway, give me Rosa retaining here. I think it'll be a fantastic match, but give me Rosa retaining.
Yeah, these I feel honestly these are the best 2 they got wrestling wise, Ryan. That's my opinion. This is going to be great.
I mean, Serena Deeb took the NWA title feud. She won the matches over Rosa. I think so. Coming back to it now, I think Thunder Rosa is going to take the AEW title feud. So,
John Smith.
Yo soy idiota.
That's awesome. You speak Spanish for Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa.
Oh, yeah, Justin Roberts is gonna have fun with her name. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I got Thunder Rosa as well. Yo soy idiota. Also, John Smith. The one thing I love about AEW is their tag team division because they're actually tag teams. They're not just two random singles competitors that creative has nothing to do for, so they put them together. So Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee defeated the Workers after a double stomp off the top rope powerbomb combo. That was actually pretty impressive. I like that. Post-match promo, Keith Lee said the victory puts them in the top 5, interrupted by Team Taz, which then Swerve made fun of Ricky Stark's outfit. Jurassic Express came out, and then after Christian also made fun of Ricky Stark's outfit, Jurassic Express and Christian challenged both teams to a tag team championship match at Double or Nothing, and then to go even further, they're going to just do a triple threat match. This has got show stealer. This is going to be incredible right now. You got Swerve Starks and Jungle Boy as the hors d'oeuvre, if you want to call it, for the AEW Tag Team Championship triple threat match for Double or Nothing. So, John Smith. That's one thing I love about tag team wrestling. Swerve and Keith Lee.
I can't even decide who would win that match on. I'll tell you this: whoever wins the match on TV, the triple threat singles match, is not winning the titles. So that's the only thing I'll say about that match. Give me Starks and Hobbs. I think they kind of just, they haven't really done much. Give them something.
John the County.
That singles triple threat is, I don't have a 3-sided coin, but that's a total coin flip. Give me Swerve just for giggles. But give me Jurassic retaining at the pay-per-view.
All right, I forgot to mention this during the AEW Women's Championship match. Like I said before, champions going into Double or Nothing are 4-2 all time. Both losses were the Women's Championship. So that belt has never been defended at Double or Nothing. It started Karl Shida's reign. She defeated Nyla Rose at Double or Nothing 2020. Then last year, her reign ended when Britt Baker beat her. So she did Shida cover to cover, Double or Nothing and Double or Nothing. The tag team championships last year was the first time they were defended. The Young Bucks successfully defended it against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston in 2020. Kenny Omega and Adam Page, they did not defend them as they were in Stadium Stampede. And in 2019, the tag titles didn't exist, but we had a AAA tag team championship match that the Young Bucks also defended against the Lucha Brothers. So 1-0 as far as the AEW tag team championships. So that's perfect. Ryan Joy.
So I'm going to pick Swerve in the triple threat on Dynamite because Ricky Starks got a win last week against Jungle Boy, and I don't see why Jungle Boy would win this match because I think every chance that they have now, they're going to be teasing Christian Cage turning on Jungle Boy. It's going to take us a long time. Remember how long it took us for Wardlow and MJF, but I think every chance we get. So I feel like there's going to be something there to Jungle Boy losing. And then at the pay-per-view, I want to say there's going to be a title change here. Similar to John Smith, though, I kind of need to see how Dynamite's going to shake out. I could see either of the two challenging teams winning because it would be kind of a shot in the arm to both of them. And I think I do kind of like the idea of Team Taz coming away with it. But, hey, if Keith Lee and Swerve Scott come away, I think that's good too. So I'll lean towards Team Taz right now, but we really got to see how Dynamite shakes out.
Jonathan Connie.
I already went. I went with Swerve.
Oh, did you? I lost track. I'm sorry. I got caught up with the tag title. I forgot to say it.
Yeah, it's just you now.
It's just me. I'm just gonna go with the champs retaining. I got Christian's boys right there. They're the ones that made the challenge. I think they're gonna be the tough guys. I think that's the feud between Team Taz and then Swerve and Keith Lee. I think they're just gonna cancel themselves out, and somebody's just gonna Jungle Boy, whatever, sneak in with a snare trap. on Ricky Starks or something, and then that. But that I am excited for that match on Wednesday. I'll go Swerve on that one too, just for bleeps and giggles. But who the hell knows?
It's a real interesting match because you have 3 teams that are all one small guy and one big guy.
Yeah.
It's like the original Hart Foundation fighting each other 3 times.
So we have 2 matches left. Fun fact about Double or Nothing history: we have the AEW World Championship. It was not around in 2019. They had a number 1 contenders match. That main event, the Chris Jericho defeated Kenny Omega. 2020 and in 2021, the main event of Double or Nothing was not the AEW World Championship. It was Stadium Stampede. So now we have a little bit of a dilemma here. There was a face-to-face with Chris Jericho and William Regal. Long story short, Jericho wanted to do Stadium Stampede. And if you go back into the annals, actually, it was a debut episode of John Smith and John DeConnie of the Essential Wrestling Podcast. I believe the exact quote from John DeConnie was, "Quit while you're ahead." Stadium Stampede. Moxley then put the Squadouche on that. They're actually not going to be in a stadium, so it was kind of funny. But Mox agreed with John DeConnie, so they're going to do Gang Warfare at Double or Nothing. The Blackpool Combat Club on Rampage defeated Matt Sydal and Dante Martin. Post-match attack by the Jericho Appreciation Society, and apparently the ring ramp on Bryan Danielson. That's why I hate the ring. Like, it drives me nuts. The way it looks is one thing. I hate it when they put the ramp directly up against the apron. I hate it. So I'm glad that's something. I hope Bryan Danielson's okay. So we have that match. We'll do the AEW title good. We won't do it dirty. But there's something else I want to hear before we get into this, and that is a word that I just learned by watching some Marvel videos on YouTube. I'm big into the MCU. I was watching Moon Knight, and it's a 6-episode series, and they were talking about episode 5, which is the penultimate episode, which means next to last. It's not the semi-main episode. It's not the co-main episode. It's the penultimate. So, Ryan Joy, looking specifically at you on this one.
Okay.
Penultimate. Rick Rude versus Jimmy Snuka at WrestleMania 6 was not the semi-main. WWE does it. They do it hot and cold, right? That's what I know. AEW, New Japan, they always build it a crescendo. And I know that's where you get that from. But now we have a new word for it. Penultimate. So we'll use Anarchy in the Asylum as our penultimate match leading up to the AEW World Title. So Ryan Joy, since I took an unnecessary jab at you, you can go first on this one.
I don't know what the jab was.
I hate semi-main. It drove me nuts. I was quiet.
Oh, because I say that sometimes.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, well, penultimate match we're saying is the Anarchy in the Arena.
That's what we're gonna say. Who knows? But say the past 2 years, the 10-man bleep show, it's been the main event. So
yeah, I think that this main event's too close, this title match is too close to to not be in the main event spot. So I'm going to take Blackpool Combat Club and Eddie Kingston and Santana Ortiz here. I just feel like those guys are on too much of a roll. I don't see any reason to beat them. So, although Jericho Appreciation Society, they're just getting started too. So, whatever. But I feel like 2.0, they're just sitting there waiting to get pinned. So.
I'm going to take the Blackpool Combat Club as well. And I hope Wheeler Yuta is he's not even in it, right? He's over in Japan. Is he there? I have to say this would be a good time for Wheeler Yuta to get the pin. All right. I'm still taking the Blackpool Combat Club. But fun story, John DeConnie. Double or Nothing history. This is year 4. The past 3 main events all have one wrestler in common.
And that would be
Jericho.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so as with all of our picks when we do this and we haven't had a go-home show, my ideas could change when I see Dynamite and Rampage, but because we got just a little taste, a little soupçon of Eddie Kingston kind of losing his mind and, trying to be held back. And maybe there's a little bit of, rumblings there. But unless we see more of that, which tells me that they might implode, I'm going to go with BCC and LAX.
There you go. John Smith, does Ever Rise rule?
Ever Rise does rule. They're not winning, though.
Super pinnable.
Okay. And then we'll say we always just, whether it's the main event or not, I feel that I always give the heavyweight championship of the brand and or company its proper due. They're going to have a face-to-face tomorrow night on Dynamite. Last week on Dynamite, Hangman Page defeated Kinoshko Kavishka. Really amazing match. After GTS, so Hangman Page returned the favor from CM Punk the week before, winning with the buckshot lariat on John Silver. This is, I don't know if this is just a strictly business match here, Ryan Joy. I can't really know. They're not jumping each other. They're not talking about Punk's alcoholic family. They're not talking about Page being an alcoholic in general. Like this, like it just seems like this is just straight up business for the AEW championship. Who's the better wrestler?
I just can't.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that like I have a problem with it. It's whatever. It's almost refreshing.
Yeah, no, in any case, when they get to Chicago, whether that's for All Out or for another show before All Out, I really think that CM Punk is going to be in the world title match, whether that's a rematch of this or it's a defense. So, having said that, now I could be wrong. He could go into Forbidden Door and win the IWGP World Championship or something instead and defend that and, drop it back. So anything could happen, but I feel like CM Punk's going to be in the world title match in Chicago this summer or Labor Day. So I'm going to pick CM Punk to win the title. I can't believe Hangman's going to lose it already, and he's been stellar every outing. But I think I can't see them pinning Punk.
John the Connie, AEW champion, is 2-0. John Moxley defeated Mr. Brody Lee in 2020. Kenny Omega last year defeated Orange Cassidy and Pac in a triple threat match.
I have had such a hard time getting a beat on this match because for a minute there it looked like Page was going to almost play the heel here when he came out and took a shot at Bret Hart. Anyway, I really am having a tough time figuring out exactly what the hell they're going for here. But I think I've got to side with Ryan here and say CM Punk, new champ.
John Smith.
Yeah, they already gave Page the defeat of Kenny Omega. They're not going to give him CM Punk also. And so I'm going CM Punk.
All right, it looks like I'm the a-hole here. I don't feel
that.
Yes.
What? Now, did it take you all the way to this part of the show to realize that?
Yeah, right. I guess.
Okay, sorry.
I don't think Punk wants it. I don't think Punk's there to put people over, right? And now let's go back to AEW's philosophy. I just use this for the Bucks over the Hardys. You're going to tell me that Adam Page in his prime can't beat CM Punk in his 40s? No. Give me Hangman Page to retain.
They want that. They want CM Punk's name on that lineage, though. It matters to them, I think.
I don't think it matters to Punk, though. I don't know. Maybe.
It matters to
Tony
them.
Khan's the one that's booking this, but
what's he going to do?
I don't think Punk's job is to win that belt and carry that company. Anyway.
Wait, but dude, their next pay-per-view is in Chicago.
That's like 5
whoever
months
works
from now.
against Punk in a title match is they get more out of that than they would get out of working a match against Paige in a title match, unfortunately.
All right. So that will do it for our AEW picks. Please make sure you go to ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Join the Essential Wrestling Podcast. I'll get to all that in a second. Just make sure you play against us. Here are our Raw roll-up standings. Actually, not the standings. Here's what happened last week. Mike Bailey on the Laredo Kid. That was his second. Actually, I put the numbers in the graphics. Oh, I've got a war going on backstage. Can we get through the Raw roll-ups first, please? Xavier Woods still leading the way with 5. That was it. Then Butch got rolled up for the 3rd time. Ezekiel on Chad Gable. Becky Lynch again on a pretty bad one on Asuka. So that gives Raw a 3 roll-up lead now on AEW with SmackDown not too far behind. Xavier Woods chalked up number 5. He's got a nice little 2-cushion lead right there. 2 roll-up lead on Rey Mysterio, Chad Gable. Whole bunch tied with 2. And then Butch separated himself from the packs this past Friday night with his 3rd. He's chasing The Miz. John DeConnie, you don't have a sign, have anything you want to hold up? No, you good?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. So make sure you tune in this or next Monday. Excuse me. The Primetime Rundown's regular season programming has concluded and will resume its 2nd summer schedule, which begins Monday, June 6th. That's in 2 weeks. It was 13 days, right? At 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Join Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Mike Zabo as they bring you the world of sports on Monday nights in the thick of the summer right here on the Eastern Observer. And as I mentioned last week, we're doing a little Stanley Cup Hockey Bracket Challenge. Joey Jarzenka, after last night's sweep by the Tampa Bay Lightning, have leapfrogged Tyler Adele into first place, and Tyler Adele is now up Bleeps Creek after his pick to win the entire tournament, to win the Stanley Cup. The Florida Panthers, they have been eliminated, and thus are Tyler's hopes. We all had the Florida Panthers to advance, with the exception of Joey, but they weren't our picks to win at all. Tonight, the New York Rangers and the Calgary Flames, for me, they looked at even their series. Colorado Avalanche, nice win last night. They're on my Stanley Cup pick. They lead their series 3-1. So stay tuned as we go forward with that. That's been a lot of fun watching the hockey. The Black Cats NYC, their album Free Cake, anywhere you can get music. You can get the Black Cats' new album Free Cake. Play now, play it loud.
The latest.
As always, the Essential Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com, the internet leader in sports entertainment pick and pools. Join us in the Essential Wrestling Podcast public pool to play against us or create a private pool with you and your friends. ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends, play against the universe, and guys, she will like it too. Please join us next week, episode 103, 5 p.m. on all your video viewing options. However you're watching us now, be sure to watch us next week as well. John Smith, anything?
I love his audio.
Hey, I fixed it. Cody is trash. Never forget this. Cody is trash.
0 seconds to Cody.
He's the trash biggest piece of trash in wrestling history.
John McConney. Anything,
I
Neil?
don't have anything.
Gotcha.
No, sir.
All right. Enjoy Kenobi on Friday. Ryan, enjoy.
Nope, nothing.
All right. Just to make sure, let's say we're not going to go. I'm not going to go all Lacey Evans and whatnot. But Monday is Memorial Day. Just want to thank everybody whose families, I guess, who had family members pay the ultimate price. They love the country we live in. We are free to do what we're doing right now. Everybody enjoy your Memorial Day. Remember why you are celebrating the freedom of this country. Alexa Bliss, we love you. Larry Steve, forever in our hearts. John DeConnie, take us home.
Thanks for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
I'm
Love this music.